So we just finished yesterday how Lord Krishna, he went to Varuna's kingdom and he's brought back Nanda Maharaj. And Nanda Maharaj was so amazed that his son Krishna is so opulent that even Varun Dev is offering him obeisances. And so he's telling the cowherd friends, after he's come back, he's telling his cowherd friends what happened there in Varuna's kingdom. And so now they are wondering, is Krishna is God and is he going to take them, after they leave the body, is he going to take them to the spiritual world? That's what we finished yesterday.
Okay.
So you'll read for us today, Gurudev?
Text number 12.
Yeah.
Do you read the Sanskrit?
Yeah.
Iti swanam sa bhagavan vignaya kila driksvayam sankalpa siddhaye tesham kripaye tat achintayat. Translation. Because he sees everything, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, automatically understood what the cowherd men were conjecturing. Wanting to show his compassion to them by fulfilling their desires, the Lord thought as follows. Text 13. Janovai loka etasmin avidya kama karma be uchava chasu gatrish gatishu naveda swam gatim brahman. Translation. Lord Krishna thought, certainly people in this world are wandering among higher and lower destinations, which they achieve through activities performed according to their desires and without full knowledge. Thus people do not know their real destination. Purport. Srila Jiva Goswami has elaborately explained how this verse applies to the eternally liberated residents of Sri Vrindavan, the Lord's abode. One of the fundamental philosophical principles of the Srimad Bhagavatam is the distinction between two types of illusion, Yoga Maya and Mahamaya. The spiritual and material states of existence, respectively. Although Krishna is God, the omnipotent, omniscient Supreme Being, his intimate associates in the spiritual world love him so much that they see him as their beloved child, friend, lover, and so on. So that their ecstatic love can transcend the boundaries of mere reverence, they forget that Krishna is the supreme God of all the universes, and thus their pure, intimate love expands unlimitedly. One may consider their activities of treating Krishna as a helpless child, a handsome boyfriend, or a playmate to be a manifestation of avidya, ignorance of Lord Krishna's position of God. But the residents of Vrindavan are in fact ignoring the secondary majesty of Krishna and focusing intensely on his infinite beauty, which is the essence of his existence. In fact, describing Lord Krishna as the supreme controller and God is almost a type of political analysis, referring as it does to a hierarchy of power and control. Such analysis of levels of power and hierarchies of rule is significant in a context in which one entity is not fully surrendered in love to a higher entity. In other words, control becomes visible or is consciously felt as control when there is resistance to that control. To cite a simple example, a pious, law-abiding citizen sees a policeman as a friend and well-wisher, whereas a criminal sees him as a threatening symbol of punishment. Those who are enthusiastic about government policies feel not that the government is controlling them, but rather that it is helping them. Thus, Lord Krishna is seen as a controller and hence as the Supreme God by those who are not fully enchanted by his beauty and pastimes. Those fully in love with Lord Krishna focus on his sublime, attractive features, and because of the nature of their relationship with him, do not much notice his controlling power. A simple proof that the residents of Braj have transcendental lower states of God consciousness rather than fail to attain them is the fact that throughout the pastimes of the Lord, they often remember that Krishna is God. Usually, they are astonished at this remembrance, having been fully absorbed in seeing Krishna as their friend, lover, and so on. The word kama is conventionally used to indicate a material desire, or else a spiritual desire, so intense that it becomes somehow analogous to intense material desires. Still, the fundamental distinction remains. Material desire is selfish and self-gratificatory. Spiritual desire is free of selfishness, being wholly for the pleasure of the other, the Lord. Thus, the residents of Vrindavan executed their daily activities solely for the pleasure of their beloved Krishna. It should be remembered that the entire purpose of Krishna's descent into this world is to attract living beings back home, back to Godhead. Two things are required for this: that his pastimes display the beauty of spiritual perfection, and that they somehow seem relevant and hence interesting to the conditioned souls of this world. The Bhagavatam often states that Lord Krishna plays just like a youthful actor, and he undoubtedly engages his eternal devotees in the dramatic presentation. Thus, Lord Krishna here muses to himself that people in this world certainly do not know their ultimate destination. And with an obvious touch of the facetious, he also thinks in this way about his own eternally liberated associates who were playing in this world like ordinary members of a cowherd village. Apart from the double meaning obviously present in this verse, when it is applied to Krishna's liberated associates, Krishna here makes an entirely direct and pointedly critical observation about ordinary people. When applied to conditioned souls who are actually wandering throughout the universe, His statement that people are acting out of ignorance and lust is not mitigated by any deeper spiritual meaning. People in general are simply ignorant, and they do not seriously consider their ultimate destination. As usual, Lord Sri Krishna is able to say many profound and complex things in a few simple words. How fortunate we are that God is not a dry field of energy, a transcendent, effulgent blob, or nothing at all, as various people would have it. In fact, he is the most wonderful personality of Godhead, full of absolute personal qualities, and certainly whatever we can do, he can do better, as evidenced by his brilliant way of speaking. Well, it's a very powerful purport. It's a very powerful purport. There are many points there to be discussed.
So you'll explain them to us, Guru Maharaj, please?
Well, we have to go through the purport then.
Yeah.
Let's read the verse again. Lord Krishna thought, certainly people in this world are wandering among higher and lower destinations, which they achieve through activities performed according to their desires and without full knowledge. These people do not know their real destination. All right, so Lord Krishna is thinking like this. Lord Krishna is thinking about how people are moving to different destinations. Of course, he'd just gone to get Nanda Maharaj freed from Varuna. So Prabhupada quotes Jiva Goswami's purport. Well, not Prabhupada, of course, this is Hridayananda Maharaj. Not Prabhupada's purports. These purports are done by Prabhupada's followers, Gopi Paranadhana Prabhu and Hridayananda Goswami. They worked on the purports from the Acharyas. So Jiva Goswami, he had written about this, and as we hear, he had elaborately explained that this verse applies to the eternally liberated residents of Vrindavan. Well, they're Nityasiddhas. We wonder, how does it apply to them? Well, Lord Krishna is saying about how people are wandering through different destinations according to their desires. But the eternally liberated residents of Vrindavan, they have no material desire. Their desire is only for the service of Krishna. So they've come to Vrindavan. They must have come from the spiritual world. And they've come to take part in Lord Krishna's pastimes. And then we're told there are two types of illusion, two types of illusion, Yogamaya and Mahamaya. Right? Mahamaya, we see Krishna as an ordinary person. And people like Kamsa and Sishupala, they want to kill Krishna, and they try to defeat Krishna. They see Krishna as an ordinary human. And then Yogamaya, they also see Krishna as an ordinary person, but they see him in a loving way. Mahamaya, they're trying to kill or compete with Krishna. But Yogamaya, devotees see Krishna as a lover, or they see him as a parent, or they see him as a friend, or they see themselves as servants. They have a relationship with Krishna in service and love, That's Yoga Maya. They're thinking of Krishna in an ordinary way, but in a good way. They want to love Krishna. And then we hear that how people in the spiritual world, they have so much love for Krishna. So this is Yoga Maya. Their love is so great. And they forget that Krishna is God. Although sometimes they mention it, but often they forget. So they see Krishna in an ordinary way, and we're told, we may think, oh, this is their ignorance. But it's not their ignorance, it's due to their deep love for Krishna, and that they want to enjoy the rasa with Krishna. And here, if you read the purport, it describes how the residents of Vrindavan, they're not interested in the secondary benefits of serving. The secondary benefit is just simply taking taking the loving relationship with Krishna in a mundane way. The people of Vrindavan, they just simply, someone thinks Krishna's their friend, and somebody thinks they're the parent or guardian of Krishna. Someone's a lover of Krishna. They're attracted by the beauty of Krishna, not so much by the opulence of Krishna. So the opulence of Krishna, that is secondary, and the important thing is the beauty of Krishna. Krishna's beauty, very overwhelming, very appealing. And then the purport goes on, says, if we think of Krishna simply as a controller, as a supreme power at the top of we think of this being some kind of hierarchy there, then this is more of a material or political analysis. It's not really spiritual. We think of Krishna like that. Oh, Krishna is very powerful, so we're forced to surrender. So control, as we read in the purport, it's an important point to appreciate that control becomes visible when there's resistance to the control. When the people are obedient, then there's no problem in controlling them. The problem comes when people don't want to be controlled, when they want to be independent, they want to do everything their own way, and so that creates the problems. So that resistance to being controlled, that is material also. In the spiritual world, there's no need to control. And the purport makes a point. It said, those who are enthusiastic about government policies, they don't they're happy with the government. They don't feel that the government is controlling them. And the complaints come from the people who are not happy. And as the purport explains, you've got people, they see God as the supreme controller. They're not attracted by the beauty or the pastimes of Krishna, but they would like to think of him as being the supreme power, the controller. But those people who have pure love for Krishna, they don't notice his controlling power. Their love is so pure. And we say there's proof. The people of Vrindavan have transcended the lower states of God consciousness. People of Vrindavan, they find it difficult to think of Krishna as God. They simply think of Krishna in one of the rasas. Oh, Krishna, he's a friend of my daughter. They go out together. So that's Balarama, that he's just coming to serve Krishna. And those who are pure devotees, they're not so much worried about Krishna's position being the controller. They just like the fact that Krishna is so beautiful and it's so much fun to be with. He's their lover, he's their friend. So they enjoy their relationship with Krishna. So in material life, people who have material desires, they're all for their sense gratification. But the people in Vrindavan, their desires are so pure that they simply want to pick the flowers and use them for the service of Krishna. So Krishna comes to this world to attract us. And we're told there's 2 points important in Krishna's pastimes. First thing is that his pastimes have to display the beauty of spiritual perfection. And then second thing is that these pastimes somehow seem relevant and interesting to the conditioned souls. So Lord Krishna is saying people in this world, they don't know their ultimate destination. And even his own devotees who are coming with him, they also don't know their ultimate destination. They're bewildered. But especially the superior, the one in charge, the sannyasi, maybe Indrajumna Swami or someone, they're in charge. They're taking care of everyone. Other people are just coming along for the ride. We just have some fun. But some people are serious. They want to serve Krishna. They want to make spiritual advancement. And then we're told more about the double meaning which is presented in this verse. 2 meanings, right? So when applied to conditioned souls wandering in the material world, so Lord Krishna is saying that people are acting out of ignorance and lust, and they're not mitigating any of their karma. Ordinary people are like that. They don't think about their destination. So Lord Krishna is saying a few things about them. We should understand how fortunate we are that we know something about the Lord And we also know about where we want to go. We want to be attracted by him. We want to appreciate, just like the people of Vrindavan, they appreciate how wonderful Krishna is. They're always thinking about Krishna, how he's so wonderful. He's so pleasing. He gives so much pleasure to people. Okay? So these are the main points in the purport. We want to understand Yogamaya and Mahamaya. Yogamaya, devotees in Vrindavan, they just appreciate the beauty of Krishna. They're not worried about how much money he's got, or they're not worried about how powerful he is, or if he's got a big position. They simply love Krishna for his beauty, for his good look. And then you've got the conditioned souls also coming, helping. Okay? Conditioned souls, just simply thinking about their sense gratification. Okay, any questions on this verse? Nobody has any questions?
Sneha, usually. Sneha today quiet, no question today. Well, Guru Maharaj explained it so well.
Yes, explained very well. And it's such a beautiful text, very beautiful text. I mean, it's relating with how, we are reading nowadays about chapter 15, Ashwatha tree. So we are seeing both the sides of the tree and how our desires are always, taking us towards the material life. And we are not serving enough to, go towards just surrender and be in spiritual. Yeah, just be there, it's so beautiful, very calm, very peaceful, just be in harmony. Yeah, so very beautifully explained by Maharaj. Yes,
Yes, this is
yes,
what
yes,
we learn from the purport,
yeah.
which is taken from Jiva Goswami's own commentary on the verse. And he's pointing out how the pure devotees, they're not worried about the material things, about the opulence or the power. They simply love Krishna, the beauty of Krishna, and just attracted by Krishna, by his beauty. And Krishna's so simple, he's a cowherd boy. He's playing the flute. He's decorated with a peacock feather and simple clothes of the cowherd people. No opulent jewelry. He's decorated in forest flowers. But it's so attractive. Krishna is so attractive. So that those pure devotees, they're just so overwhelmed by the beauty of Krishna. They don't think about anything else.
So, Guru Maharaj, is it that's why Krishna is saying that the pure, like the material people, they don't consider what they are doing because so much material desire. And then the pure devotees love Krishna so much, so they're not worried where they're going to go. They're just happy to love Krishna. Is that what he's saying in this? Um,
Yeah, well, the pure devotees, they're just surrendered to Krishna. So yeah, they'll certainly accept whatever Krishna wants to do with them, they'll certainly accept. But they're not thinking so much that Krishna's God. They're simply thinking of Krishna and by the influence of Yoga Maya. You see, the gopis, they don't think Krishna's God. Mother Yashoda, she doesn't think Krishna's God, Even when she sees Krishna within his mouth, all the universes, and she just thinks Krishna's her son. And the gopis, they just think he's a cowherd boy. He's their boyfriend, And they don't think he's God. No, that would ruin the relationship. Because if he's God, then they'd have to show so much majesty and so much respect to him and everything. And it wouldn't be the same, wouldn't be so enjoyable. So the Lord, this is the Yoga Maya, you see, that it covers up Krishna to reveal Krishna as a cowherd boy or as the son of Mother Yashoda. So Yoga Maya is something very wonderful that allows the devotees to have a deeper, more intimate relationship with Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, in the second paragraph, there is an example given here. एक पवित्र एवं कानून का पालन करने वाला नागरिक एक पुलिस वाले को मित्र तथा हितैषी समझता है, जबकि अपराधी उसे दंड के भयावह प्रतीक के रूप में देखता है. So this is like what Krishna is trying to explain us about, like how a devotee looks at Krishna and how a materialistic looks at Krishna, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Yoga Maya and Mahamaya. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
See, the materialist looks at Krishna and they see him as an ordinary person. And the gopis and the devotees, they also see Krishna as an ordinary person, but through one of the rasas. The ordinary people, they see Krishna with envy, with hate. They want to kill him. Kamsa was always thinking to kill Krishna. Shishupal was always envious of Krishna. They always want to compete with Krishna. But in the here with devotees, with the people of Vrindavan, they just want to enjoy the relationship. They like to see Krishna. They live for it every moment. Where is he? When will we come? They're always thinking. They're absorbed in thought of Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Oh, okay, you can. Yeah,
You can ask.
It's okay. Yeah, Guru Maharaj. Yeah, actually, we are getting a glimpse of the Vrindavan here, like what actually takes place there. So here they say, it's a Burma Vrindavan. So we are getting to see how the relationship is, right? Between the gopis, the cowherd men with Krishna, right? Because that's what happened here, right? When Krishna had come here.
Yes.
How beautiful it is. So imagine how much more it is there, right? In the spiritual world, in Golok Vrindavan.
Yes. Then Goloka. Well, in this world, there's Gokula, and Goloka is in the spiritual world.
Yeah.
So actually, there's no difference between the two places.
Yeah, it's transcendental, right?
Both are transcendental. There's no influence of the modes of nature there. So people of Vrindavan, they're naturally Krishna conscious. Just by nature, just naturally, they're Krishna conscious. They don't have to try for it. So Jiva Goswami said this verse is about the eternally liberated residents of Vrindavan. You know, they're naturally Krishna conscious. They don't have to do sadhana or anything because they're naturally, eternally liberated. They're in love with Krishna naturally. They have that attachment to Krishna. So that is the Nitya Siddhas, the Nitya Mukta devotee, eternally liberated. So we have to understand the difference between material life and spiritual life. You see, and in spiritual, in a spiritual relationship, there's no question about forgetting. The devotees of Vrindavan, they can never forget Krishna. In the material world, everything is selfish. We're always thinking about our own self. But in the spiritual world, everyone wants to just simply give everything to Krishna. And Krishna wants to give to his devotees. So there's that reciprocation, giving to Krishna and Krishna giving to his devotees. Material world, everyone's competing for their own self. So it's important to note that, you know, that the other aspects of Krishna, you know, Krishna's position as God, it doesn't mean anything to people of Vrindavan, because they're so much absorbed in appreciating the beauty of Krishna. And his beauty is described as being infinite. So to think of Krishna, simply think of him as a god or as a controller. It's a material analysis to think like that. Or here he says that he's saying in the purport it's a type of political thing. Someone's got the power, they're in power. But how long do they keep the power? So material life is like that. People are always competing and trying to control each other. But in Krishna consciousness, the relationship with Krishna is eternal. There's no resistance to Krishna. Where there's pure love, then you'll want to serve the other person. He doesn't have to control you. He gives the example about the government. You know, that the honest person, he doesn't feel that all the government's trying to control me. He feels the government's trying to help me. People who are not so honest, who are trying to exploit and trying to get something which is not maybe legal, then they're always feeling the threat of the government. But the honest people, they don't feel any threat from the government. They just simply feel the government is helping them. So it's like that with Krishna also. That Lord Krishna is not a threat to us. He's helping all of us. And we should appreciate everything which happens as the mercy of Krishna. But the devotees, the pure devotees, they're not just thinking only about the mercy of Krishna, but they're thinking about his beauty and how attractive he is, and his pastimes, how he's bringing us to him. It says, "What if you see the beauty of Govinda standing on the banks of Keshi Ghat in the threefold bending form, playing on his flute? And then if you see him like that, you will never want to enjoy the material world. You'll forget all about your family and your society and friends, because it's so attractive to see Lord Krishna in that situation." So that is natural control, you see. There's no question of having to control, force people to do things. Krishna controls us naturally, simply by his beauty, and by the words which he speaks are so pleasing. Just like we hear Bhagavad Gita, we recite the Bhagavad Gita, all of Krishna's words, so many words here also, and Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna's words. So this way we become attached to Krishna. I know you're all attached to Krishna, right? But we're attached in different ways. Somebody's attached to maybe Krishna in his Dwarka feature, because there he's married and he's enjoying opulence. And someone's more attracted to Krishna as he comes in the Kali Yuga, as Caitanya Mahaprabhu. And he comes to teach everyone to chant the holy name. That's also very nice. Okay. Shilpa?
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. I think, is it okay? Ratna had a question. Do you have time, Guru Maharaj, for one?
Yeah, who was the question?
Ratna, you had something to ask?
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Yeah, actually, I just wanted to know about Kṛṣṇa. Like, even though he was doing unpious activity, but is he also covered with Yogamaya? Because he was also remembering every time Krishna.
Yeah, but not Yogamaya, Mahamaya.
Oh, he was covered by Mahamaya. Okay.
Yeah. Yogamaya is for the pure devotees who love Krishna. Kamsa is always thinking how he wants to kill Krishna. He's always thinking of Krishna, but not favorably.
Okay.
You see, Yogamaya, you will think of Krishna in a favorable way. But the Mahamaya is where you unfavorable. You want to defeat Krishna. You want to kill Krishna. You're envious of Krishna.
But Guru Maharaj, he liberated, right? He went to Golok after.
Ultimately, but I don't know about Golok, but ultimately he would get free from the material world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got. I mean, he's not an ordinary person, because he could be killed by Krishna. So those people who are killed by Krishna, generally, first they go into the Brahma Jyoti, but somewhere also Prabhupada does say that Kamsa went back to Godhead. So some of the demons, like Putana also, Putana went to Golok. She went as a nurse. Some demons like that. And Aga and Baka, they were the brothers of Putana. And they also, because Krishna entered into the mouth of Aga, and he entered into the mouth of Baka also. Baka swallowed Krishna at one point. So they also got liberated, very special liberation.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Gurudev. So then we can also say that we are in the Mahamaya now, and that's why we chant Hare Krishna, appealing to Yogamaya to give us shelter, engage in Krishna service, so we can transition from Mahamaya to Yogamaya.
Yes. Yeah, we don't want to be in Mahamaya. We want to get out of Maya, right?
Mm.
So surrender to Krishna, hold on to Krishna, and the material energy cannot enter where Krishna is. Where there is Krishna, there can be no Maya. Krishna is like the sun, and Maya is like darkness. So long as we're in Krishna consciousness, and Maya cannot touch you.
So, yeah, we've been encouraging everyone to chant more this month, take advantage of Purushottam month. So then it becomes now more incentive to chant.
Yeah, we hope so, yes. We should always try to chant. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for giving us this amazing explanation. Thank you for reading with us. Thank you so much.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
His Holiness Nrsimha Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Srila
Jai, jai,
Prabhupada
jai. Thank you.
Ki
ki jai.
jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.